Hi everyone, I'm Alba. I'm a global senior product manager at Adidas, where I help consumers find the right product, the right sportswear product for them online. Today, I'd like to share some tips to answer that question of why is my product performing better in some markets than in others, and a little story of my experience about how my team at Adidas has embraced ecosystem design. Just to caveat, my thoughts are my own, and I won't be representing the brand today. So, a couple of years ago, my team kicked off work in an exciting new opportunity space, outfit shopping. We immediately got to work. We went through our discovery process. We set up a few A/B tests. We ran a pilot in some markets. And while figuring out our global rollout plans, we realized our solution was not going to perform the same in every market. So we came to the realization that we needed to build not only to be user-centered, but with the whole ecosystem of our product in mind if we wanted to succeed. So to give you a little bit more context, our consumer problem was that consumers struggled to find outfit inspiration on our channels. When buying a tracksuit, they didn't know how to style it. When buying a top, they weren't really sure what bottoms to match it with. So we dove into our data, we did our user and competitor research, and we identified who our consumer was, what their pains were, and how we could solve them. Our consumers were primarily women who wanted to feel good when they did sports, and they wanted to see relatable content of how they could style their sports outfits. So we started designing an outfit shopping experience that would help consumers be inspired with a variety of outfits and would guide them to find the right outfit for their occasion. We did some pilots in UK and we got some really promising initial results. This fueled our enthusiasm. So we got ready for a global rollout. And as we turned our attention to the markets in the East, we started to realize important differences in web design, in user behavior patterns, and mental models of these consumers. So I'm going to be honest and say that we panicked a little bit, questioning whether our design solution would fit the local needs. So back we went to user testing and research, and we ran our prototypes by Asian consumers, and we adapted all the nuances while keeping consistency with our global design language. Now, we move to the next slide, Adam, please. This is 101 of product management, to always be user-centered, to design and build with the consumer in mind, to know them, to truly understand them, to know their pain points and needs and incorporate them into the product development process through user testing, research, surveys, and other methods. This is known to all of us, but is this really enough? Well, no. Move to the next slide. What often gets disregarded is the ecosystem our products need to launch and thrive. We had nailed the user centricity part, but we had overseen the complexities of the local ecosystems. So to continue with my story, the success of our product was heavily dependent on having the right imagery to support it. The people in these images would need to reflect their local society. The problem to solve now wasn't how do we help inspire and guide our consumers through their outfit shopping experience, but rather how do we get the content we need for this experience? And this is where ecosystem design thinking comes in. So see, in product management, there's a great deal of emphasis on your users, on making sure we solve problems for them. And while we all have a bunch of noisy stakeholders, thumping on our door every day, asking us for new features, we rarely prioritize the work that doesn't have a direct consumer impact. Why is that so? Well, it probably sounds better to say that we made 10 million in sales than to say that we saved 10 hours a week of our stakeholder team. So for our outfit shopping experience to be successful, we needed an ecosystem, a workflow with processes where the local markets could create and moderate locally relevant content. We needed our stakeholder buy-in to take up this effort because it might sound like a small thing to create some images of people wearing outfits, but trust me, organizing photo shoots can be a real headache. So it becomes crucial to develop products that are not only user-centered, but that are ecosystem-centered. Products that are brought to life with the stakeholders who need to launch and maintain these experiences in mind. So after spending countless hours with our stakeholders, we got a thorough understanding of their tasks, their priorities, their pain points, and developed an experience to delight both our consumers and our internal partners. We settled on a flexible solution that could be powered by different types of content. So the regions that had more resources and the ability to run local photo shoots would upload the curated content, while the regions with less budget could rely on an automated solution that would use global content. So let's not forget that for a flexible solution like the one we arrived to, we'd also need a flexible success framework. because the different content would have different efforts involved, and it would have a different impact. So you cannot measure them in the same manner. This needs to be reflected in our benchmarks when we compare the experiences and consider how the product should evolve. So to sum it all up, through user-centered design and thinking about our stakeholder ecosystem, we successfully addressed the challenges of creating a scalable global outfit shopping experience that performed well locally. I really hope that these tips will help you take user centricity to the next level, developing products that adapt to different markets and different stakeholder needs. And I'll hand it back to Adam.